I'm Akia.
I'm Ashley.
And we're sisters addicted to Asian dramas and music.
We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
And welcome to podcast number
17.
Hello. It's been 3 months.
3 months. It's been a while. We just needed a little break, guys.
We weren't intending to be gone this long.
Just happened. You know, things just happen.
It was summer. You know, it's fall now. Everything's kind of calmed down.
A little
bit.
Right.
But actually kind of part of the reason why we were even gone longer than intended was because for us, wasn't much going on in Drama Land for us.
Right. Nothing we were really excited about and wanted to
Right.
talk about. And we don't want to talk about things we're not really that interested in.
Right, or not even watching. Because honestly, even though in the last podcast I said that I was out of my drama fatigue, I was, but nothing was catching my attention.
Right.
Everything was just like, I've seen it before. It's done it before. And I kind of felt like they were churning out a lot of the same stories, or they would try to come off interesting, and then halfway through they would change story plot.
Right.
And it's so funny now because there's dramas out now where the characters are drama writers, and they're kind of poking fun at that how in Dramaland, you guys they're going so much toward what fans want,
right?
And you're changing up your story or your concept that you initially set out on,
right?
And that deters fans because you may get us in for the viewership at first, but then after a while, it was like, that's not what I came for.
Right.
Stop thinking that we're stupid or thinking, because you caught our attention with that one little trick. Don't think you got to keep doing that.
Like children, the magic trick show. We're like,
right.
Come on, clown. We've seen that before.
Right.
Can we do something new?
Can we get a little refresh, please?
Right.
So, I don't know. And then, for me, whatever few that were coming out that were catching my interest, I had to go dig and search the minds to find to watch it. Because the two main websites that I watch them on, my dramas on, weren't getting any of them.
Right. I don't know if it's because there's so many dramas coming out that they can't get them all, or I don't know how they choose which ones they get.
Right.
But they're not getting as many as they used to.
Right.
And then with Vicky, they have the volunteers. With John Fever, they put them out anyway, but sometimes they're late. But with Vicky, you can't guarantee that they'll have a good team that will sub it.
True. And that's why I gave a little bit more room to say Vicky as per se Drama Fever.
Right.
The one thing that frustrated me, like Lee Jun Ki had a drama come back with Moon Chae-won that I was super excited to watch. Yes, they're back. My two favorite leads. And even if it wasn't going down the romance route, I love them too on an acting standpoint, that they don't necessarily need to be in a drama where it's romance heavy for me to still like them. Nobody got it. It's a remake of an American show, but none of the places that air dramas to Americas got the license for it.
Yeah.
That confused me so much. How you let another country remake a show that is popular in your country and you don't even get the license to air the drama that slightly confused me.
And you would think that they would try to get it overseas a lot because of that fact.
Right. So that's why I'm confused. I'm like, are they being complicated with the license, or are you guys really just not trying very hard because it's a remake of an American show? No, that should be even more reason for you to air it because, y'all remaking K-dramas.
They sure are. Well, they remake K-movies a lot. I don't know about dramas. I know I've seen quite a few Korean movies remade into American movies.
Right. Well, The Good Doctor got remade into an ABC show. I heard it was really popular. I didn't watch it for the mere fact that I actually really loved the Korean drama Good Doctor. It was acted very well by Moon Chae-won and Ju-won, who's in military leave now. They both did their parts very well. And it wasn't romance heavy, and I don't know if the American show did that or not. Cause I
doubt it.
I didn't pay attention to it.
They usually don't go that route in American shows. Not like they're trying to do romance because they don't know if it will end soon.
Right.
Because they do seasons, and if it's popular, they'll keep going. Unlike Korean dramas where they usually just do that one set, and that's it. Right.
And so I kind of didn't even pay attention to it, but toward the end of it, I don't know if it's even still airing now.
It probably is, because, they only do one episode a week. Well, granted, that's the same thing, but we don't know how many episodes they're putting
Right,
into
but that's
the season.
Right, because I think, I don't know, if maybe it was a month ago or so, I saw an advertisement where there was, or an article saying something to the extent that it may be picked up for a second season, or it may get extended per certain more episodes.
Unless they're
So I'm wondering if they did it as a special.
Right.
And kept up the same K-drama style of it only being a certain amount of episodes and then ending it.
I wonder if American shows should just do that. They would get a lot more out of it, I think, if they do it like that.
And then that means there's always people up for new roles. And then a lot of times when you have a long running show, actors leave the show because they need a change.
Right.
They're playing the same character for so many years, and even if it's a popular show and a character that's very near and dear to their heart, as an actor, sometimes they're gonna want a change in pace, a change in character.
Right. And that's when they kill them off, or they have to go away for something, and they might come back for the final or something.
Right. So sometimes I feel like that format would be good for a certain series, not all.
Right.
Certain series kind of benefit more from a season based type of thing. But certain stories, especially, I feel like if you're going to continue to remake Korean dramas in American shows, you've got to keep that same format, because Korean dramas don't usually do seasons. So they get the story out within a certain amount of episodes. It's not always planned out the best for a certain amount of episodes, but that gives y'all maybe that room to maybe add on a few episodes here and there to maybe flesh out the story differently than it would in a K-drama.
Yeah.
But then also I feel certain K-dramas wouldn't translate well to American culture. So I feel like you can't just pick any story from the K-drama world and be like, oh yeah, we can remake this.
I guess because Good Doctor, it has a subject that Americans can relate to.
Right.
That's why they did it.
Right.
And it was easier to do. I think doctor shows or lawyer shows might be
easier for them to
for them to translate over.
Because I don't even remember when, a few years ago, when they tried to do the remake of Boys Over Flowers, that failed drastically.
Where did they even air that? It was an online thing.
And I think after 4 or 5 episodes, they stopped airing it because I think they fired the leads or some stupid drama behind the scenes. I don't know. I didn't even go into watching that one either, because that one, Boys Over Flowers, is definitely a story that will not translate well to American culture.
Right. Because we had the no bullying thing. Granted, they have that over in Korea too, and other countries, Asian countries that have redone Boys Over Flowers, or who have done the Boys Over Flowers thing. But in America, I don't think that's going to work the same.
For entertainment purposes, like in Korea, they'll deal with that on TV for entertainment side.
Right.
But it's not necessarily saying, oh yeah, that's what they like and deal with in their culture and ignore it. No, that's not necessarily what they're saying, but that's on American TV.
I feel like the closest thing to Boys Over Flowers probably be Gossip Girl.
Right. Yeah, that's probably as close as we'll get to it. They can't translate all the stuff that happened in Boys Over Flowers. His mother and everything. It's just, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because there would be so much backlash, I think, from just viewership, unless they are into Korean dramas on so much parts of the story, it just wouldn't work.
Right. And honestly, in America, well, I guess I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like the majority don't always like to see the rich people doing whatever. We like to see the everyday guy doing more.
And that was my biggest frustration watching Boys Over Flowers, because it was my second drama, and that pissed me off in the beginning. I was like, you rich, spoiled brat. Right. You need to be taken down some notches.
And then being the main character, and then them not really changing. They only changed a little bit. In an aspect of being nicer, but it's because they grew up.
Right.
And we want to see them grow and mature, but you're still rich and you're still spoiled. So that much is not going to change.
Right.
So, anyway. Well, that's why McKee had me watching. I haven't been watching because, I don't know, I haven't found anything I really enjoyed. And I wasn't looking. I just didn't feel like looking. I felt like I was looking at too much. There's too much to choose from. Kind of like when you get on Netflix and you spend most of your time scrolling and searching.
Right.
That's how I felt. And I went on Netflix and I found Turkish dramas. And I've recently heard that a lot of Turkish production companies have remade Korean or other Asian dramas.
Yeah, I remember walking into a room watching. I'm like, are you betraying?
No, I like foreign altogether. So I'm not picky. I've done a little bit of everything. And Turkey is where I'm at right now. And I'm really, really enjoying some dramas from there. So, but I have started some other ones. So I haven't given it up completely, but I've always been like that. I've done a lot of Asian dramas for a while, binge. Then I've stopped and I've done something else for a while. Just kind of like a detox.
Right.
And then I go back to it. And I'm slowly seeping back into it recently.
Right.
So
I guess it explains why, because I was always apprehensive to get into watching Asian dramas in general. So for me, I got into K-dramas and it pulls me in wholeheartedly and grabbed me by the heart and has not let go. Like, I'll get twinges and pulls from other Asian countries every once in a while, but K-dramas still have me by the heart. I don't know if I can ever completely sway away and go to another Asian drama more than a K-drama. I don't think I could ever completely do that. So yeah, it's been a rough couple of months, and I've been frustrated because I was like, I finally got out of my fatigue and there's nothing here.
Nothing that you really want. Nothing that's really catching you. So, and I understand some people can watch a ton of dramas at once, and I can do that.
Right.
But recently, it irks me to have to keep switching. I'd rather just watch one thing, get wholeheartedly into it, finish it, and then move on.
True. But because for me, I'm not even trying to get to that point back to where I was that kind of dried me out in the first place of having a drama to watch every day of the week.
Yeah.
But I want to at least maybe one or two, but it's gotten to that point where it's kind of mainly I focus on one and looking for another one to add on to it, but nothing really catches my eye, or I'll watch the first episode of something and I'm just like, it's good, but it's not pulling me to rush to watch the next episode.
Right. And that's when I either leave it alone and move on, or find something else to kind of like compensate for what I'm missing.
Right.
But I haven't found anything like that. And that's why I'm glad when I find something that I really enjoy and I want to finish the whole story because it's going to be on my mind.
Right.
So that's what I've been doing for the past couple months, watching one thing wholeheartedly and then moving on. Instead of me watching this and that, and then watching some here, and then watching some there, and then going back to this and watching some more.
Right. True.
Right. Granted, I can do that, but I feel like now my schedule is different. I don't have as much free time, so I'd rather just get into one thing wholeheartedly and then move on.
True. Makes sense. And I kind of wanted us to start off on music, but I feel like this segues kind of into at least me talking about the few dramas that I have watched over the past 3 months since our last podcast.
But I think dramas is what got us into music, so I guess dramas is always the first thing we go to.
True.
It's a go-to thing.
I do want to promote, though, that Kim Na-gil and Kim Ah-jung's drama that I was super excited about. I think I mentioned it in the last two podcasts that we did a few months back, how it was getting ready to come out, and I was super excited. I was upset that nobody had it, so of course I had to struggle to watch it, and I had to watch it on my phone, which I have not watched dramas on my phone in so long.
Yeah.
Because the computer that we have is a shared computer, so it's not like I can always just sit here for hours and just watch dramas on end. Because eventually, I'm going to have to get up because it's going to be tiring sitting in this chair.
Right.
And then after I've gotten spoiled and used to watching it in my room, sitting on my bed with my TV. So having to go back to the phone, it was just like, ugh, I didn't want to have to do this. But I loved me Kim Na-gil and Kim Ah-jung, so I had to go back. And this drama was awesome. And the drama is called Live Up to Your Name, or Dr. Ho, Live Up to Your Name. It kind of has a couple different variations. It's a time travel drama, but they kind of did a different spin than the usual time travel dramas. They travel, I don't know, I don't want to give it away now. I was going to say something, but no, I'm not going to give it away. If you have not watched that drama, please go watch it. I gave it a 9 out of 10 stars on MDL. And honestly, I probably would have given it a 10 if we could have gotten maybe even a few more episodes. It was 16, and they did well with the 16 episodes. You got what you needed to get out of the characters. Of course, some stories you kind of would have wanted a little bit more from. And then if I had gotten that, it probably would have gotten a 10. But acting-wise, romance-wise, story-wise, good all around.
Directing
was good, yes. And it's TVN. Hello.
What is she from?
She was in 200-Pound Beauty,
That's it.
the movie, and she was also in Punch, the drama.
Which I have watched one episode of.
Which I feel like you need to finish that one. You will like that one because
Yeah.
I finished it, and I'm usually not in those type of dramas.
You are. You can't say that because you liked quite a few dramas that had that same type of genre.
Right, but it's darker than my usual go-to type of drama.
Yeah. But I think you've enjoyed quite a few.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Surprisingly, I also watched School 2017 and liked it. I kind of gave up on it, the School series, after the 2015 debacle of it seeming like it was another lead, but then she ended up being with another guy that was barely in the story. But anyway, we're not going to go there. This one was so much better. It had a good couple that actually really meshed well. Like, they seem legit, like, real-life couple. Like,
Yeah.
Like, if you saw them, like, if you saw these two schoolers in real life, you'd like, I see it.
Y'all gonna get married.
Right.
High school sweethearts type
Right. If not, y'all gonna have at least a long relationship.
thing. Yeah.
The story was interesting enough, and it wasn't, some of the stuff that I hate about school dramas wasn't so heavy in it, and they dealt with some deeper issues than what they usually deal with other high school stories.
Yeah, I think they're growing with the high school stories altogether.
Right.
They're not being so shallow.
Right. So, and this was actually acted by a lot of newbies to drama world, because the female lead, she's in a K-pop group, and I think this is her first lead drama. I think she's been in other dramas, but first lead. So, and I gave it 8.5 out of 10. So I liked it pretty well.
Yeah. I was gonna watch this, but then I found Turkish dramas, so I didn't press play. So I mean, I do plan to watch it still. I don't know why. I guess because I saw some GIFs and like little clips of stuff, and I saw you watching it, and I was just like, oh yeah, I was gonna watch this. I don't know why I was gonna watch it, but I was just like,
right.
It doesn't look like super.
It's not like how I feel like a lot of high school dramas in the past have been like, you click play and then like 20 minutes in you realize, oh, do I really want to do this for a certain amount? But with this, it starts off and like you get to the end of the first episode and you're like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Right.
So I liked that one. I also surprisingly started While You Were Sleeping.
And I want to watch this, and then I don't. It's kind of like how I want to watch Susie's other drama,
Uncontrollably Fond.
Yeah, Uncontrollably Fond, but I haven't pressed play because I feel like I'm gonna go into it. I'm just like, I could have done without watching it. This isn't over yet, though, right?
No, it's not over yet. It's about halfway over, though, I think, or a little bit more.
And I do plan to watch it, but I have to see the ending, opinions,
right,
before I start, because I've watched quite a few of his dramas. What's his name?
Lee Jung-suk.
Yeah, I've watched quite a few of his dramas, but I've never always been completely happy with them.
True.
So I've watched it and I've been like, I could have did without it. So I want to make sure it's really good, or people have, and I know a majority of people are going to like it because of who's in it.
Right.
But I want to see something past that, because I know how to read through people and be like, oh, well, you liked it because he's in it, or you liked it because of this.
Well, I'll say this.
I want you to like it because it was actually good.
Right. I will say this, and you know me, I'm not a big fan of Suzy. Lee Jung-suk, I like him, but I'm not like, ooh, I'm a rush to watch his dramas.
Right.
They are both Lee Jung-suk is a good actor, so regardless, I feel like he's gonna act well in this.
Right.
Suzy has grown as an actor. Because she's always been my reason for apprehension to go into her dramas, because her acting level, not that it was horrendous, she definitely has grown under the part, because especially after watching her in Goo Family Book, I was like, okay, she needs to work on her emotional side.
Right.
But she's decent.
Right.
In this, she still hasn't pulled me enough to tears with her emotional side, but she's better.
Yeah.
So when their emotional side acting is better, then the other side grows with it as well.
How old is she now?
At least her mid-20s.
Yeah.
24 maybe.
And I think, and I hate to say it too, because that's how I feel about Park Shin-hye too. She's good actress, and I feel like certain things she does well with. She's good with an emotional, and I think that's why she's come as far as she has, because she was so young and still good with the emotional. But I feel like certain things in people's lives kind of draw their acting skills in a good direction.
Right.
And I feel like Park Shin-hye has not got that. So I feel like maybe Choosy has gotten those personal gains in life where her acting has benefited from it.
Right. But have you watched Doctors?
No.
I would say watch Doctors because Park Shin-hye kind of showed a little bit different side of her acting to me in a drama land.
And maybe it's because they always go to the same type of thing, and maybe she's picked something that she's finally found her niche.
Right? Because in Doctors, her character is a lot tougher than her usual characters that she plays.
And
she
they
still
was
cries,
damsel in
but
distress.
her cries are kind of more reasonable in Doctors.
See, I don't mind when girls cry. I feel like if you have a good reason to cry, it's nothing wrong with it. But if you're crying every minute because, I don't know, whatever, because I'm not super emotional, and I'm just like, stop crying. I had a friend in high school, and she would cry over some of this stuff, and I was be like, ugh. Go away, because I'm not about to watch you cry. And it sounds so mean.
You're making me uncomfortable. I don't know how to comfort you because I'm not emotional on that level.
Right, and I'm just like, stop crying. Why is that something to cry about?
Right.
But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I was very apprehensive because I was upset about Uncontrollably Fun because I was like, Kim Woo Bin deserves a better female lead. Choosy is not there for him. She's not on that level. I didn't watch that drama, especially after I heard how it wasn't even getting that great of reviews from everybody, even people who were super excited about it.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, you know what? As much as I love Kim Woo Bin, I guess it's just going to be at the one of his dramas I'm going to have to pass on. I may eventually watch it later on down the road.
Right.
But I'm not in a rush to watch it now. I don't know, for some reason I got pulled into watching this despite me not, because initially when they announced the casting, I was upset again that Choosy got a lead. I was like,
but you know she's gonna get the lead.
I know she's gonna get the lead.
Kind of like Park Shin-hye. If you're not doing a cameo, you're the lead.
Right. But you equate them to the same level, but I don't equate Park Shin-hye and Choosy on the same level.
But their popularity is on the same level. So I'm saying if you're not gonna get a cameo, they're gonna have the lead in the drama.
True. So it's just, but I feel like we need more actors who are more versatile like that, who can take side characters but then still play lead roles at the same time.
Right.
Because actually one of the bad guys in this drama is, I've seen him play good guy roles.
Yeah.
And watching him play, this is my first time watching him play a bad character. And he's doing well in it.
Yeah.
So, and the entire cast for While You Were Sleeping is doing awesome. I'm loving most of the characters. I mean, the bad guys, of course, you're supposed to hate the bad guys, but they're doing good to make sure that you hate them as the bad guys.
It's 32 episodes?
It's supposed to be, I'm guessing, something like that, but it's 35 minutes each according to MDL.
Oh.
But I'm watching it on Viki, and I get a full hour, and I don't notice a break.
Yeah.
So
they're probably not doing it how they did Suspicious Partner, where they made sure that they cut it, and this is how it ends for this episode, and then you'll get the next episode later.
But the only thing I could think of is that maybe the company that is sending it to Viki is sending them just a whole episode instead of sending them in 35 increments. Yeah. Like it may be airing in South Korea in 35 increments and just cutting places.
So maybe they're doing all the dramas like that now, or unless on the major networks they're doing it like that now. But when they send it off, or you get it, or you watch it somewhere other than on the network, you can watch it. But I think
it depends on the network, because I started watching Temperature of Love, and that's on Drama Fever. Yeah, it's on Drama Fever, and I think it's in 35-minute increments as well on Drama Fever. I'm still trying to get used to this new format, but I like that how Viki has it up as just 1 hour long, because that's what I'm used to, and it's easier to flow like that, because sometimes when they cut it off in them 30 and 35-minute increments, it's weird, and it kind of cuts in at the wrong emotional part, so you kind of just thrown off, for me at least. So, but that's all I've really been watching. It hasn't been nothing else major. There's quite a few that have interested me. Oh, right, because this is my first life, but I've only watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I plan to watch that one too, but I haven't.
Right, there's quite a bit that is out that I want to watch, but I just haven't started. But there's a lot of with the production companies in South Korea, there's a lot of walkouts and protests going on.
I heard there's protests, yeah.
So a lot of dramas are getting affected by this. Like 20th Century Girl, I think its airing process is getting affected because of the strike. So, like, I think the last 4 episodes are getting aired all on the same day.
I wonder if that's partially why they're trying to get into the whole pre-produced stuff.
Right.
So that strikes don't affect.
Right.
You know, this is already done. Oh, y'all can strike because we finished this drama. Go ahead.
Right.
And even they can strike and they can still get what they want. You know what I mean? In the
Right.
end, what they're striking for. But it doesn't affect the money.
True.
Which is basically the dramas when you put them out.
Right.
Because you need to get that money back that you put into it.
Right. And my thing is like, and it's getting so obvious with some of these paid advertisements and dramas now that it's like, it's a joke at this point. Like, I feel like y'all are hindering the companies that you're supposed to be advertising more so than really advertising. Or maybe that's y'all purpose.
Maybe. Well, I don't want to say hindering. Maybe they're just doing it because they have to do it. So they feel like maybe we could do it in a fun way so it's not feel forced. And you like, you talking about when they,
like, I know, oh, let's go out to eat. Subway.
Yeah.
I get surprised if it's somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, but Suspicious Partner had Papa John's.
Right. That's why I was like, I got surprised with his Papa John's Suspicious Partner.
But, you know, sometimes they have, like, the Korean places, too, but we just don't realize it because it's not American type thing. So they have, like, chicken places, because at the end of the drama or end of the episodes, you can see who's been sponsored.
True. I guess for us, yeah. I
Like
guess when they
in,
use American stuff, it's more obvious to us.
Like in, well, you haven't watched it, but Incarnation of Jealousy. I'm about to say Incarnation of Money. Incarnation or Jealousy.
Another good drama.
Or Jealousy Incarnate. It was a burger place, and I don't remember the name of it. And it wasn't familiar at all, but it's obviously in Korea or maybe in Seoul.
Right.
So, and they were going there a couple times, or somebody bring them a to-go bag from there. And I was like, this place must be banging. And at first, I thought it was maybe somebody in the cast worked there.
Right.
But it wasn't. So, well, drama that I am watching, which I just recently started. Actually, okay, let me start this. I got back on Drama Fever after a long hiatus, and I was thinking, I'm paying for a premium. I need to watch.
Exactly.
I need to get on Drama Fever.
I need to watch at least a drama.
Right. I need to be, because they're not just giving money
from me.
Right. I'm not just donating. I'm not donating. Okay. I'm
right.
using their services, and that's why I'm giving money.
Right.
So I was debating which drama to start on there, and I was thinking, let me do a Korean drama. Mm-hmm. But when I saw this one, I was just like, you know I like it. So click play. It's The King's Woman. And it's finished airing. And I guess some other people have watched it who might be listening to this. And I'm enjoying it so far. It's not quite, what's it called? What was the other one I watched?
You watched so many.
Right. No. What's it called? Anyway, the other one that I watched, I'm going to remember the name later. The other one I watched where I was obsessed with it, where the guy was...
You watched two that were like back-to-back that you watched that were...
Right.
Both historical.
Peach Blossom. The Peach Blossom one was amazing. Okay.
Right. And then there was one after Peach Blossom.
The General and
there
I.
We go.
That's what it was. The General and I. And it reminds me of The General and I in a way. But obviously, it's the king. It'd probably be more like The King and I. It's The King's Woman. Mm-hmm. And I'm enjoying it. I'm only like 4 or 5 episodes in. And it's pretty good. And Maki, I told her I was watching it. She said she saw a lot of good reviews on it.
Right. I saw a lot of people, because I get on Tumblr, but with me being in and out of Dramaland, I kind of been shying away from Tumblr because that's where I get most of my information from in general.
Right.
I have a personal Tumblr, but I don't really post much to it. So if I'm on Tumblr, majority of the time it's dealing with K-pop or K-drama stuff or any other interest I may have. I would always see stuff about The King's Woman, and I was like, I'm barely watching stuff, and I kind of want to watch this,
right.
And I don't watch Chinese dramas like this.
And the two mainly, the king and the woman in this were in the Peach Blossom.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, I know she was in something else, and his face looks familiar.
Right, so I saw...
Now, mind you, I didn't watch Peach Blossom, but you guys, if you listen to the last few podcasts, you know I walked into the room on a couple of scenes.
Right, and it's a really good drama. And she could attest to the fact that it's a good drama, even though she hasn't watched it.
Because I've gotten pulled into some scenes.
Right, and I've told her about some stuff, too. But when I saw a couple months ago that they were in a drama together, I was like, ooh, he's the lead in this?
Mm-hmm.
I might have to watch it. And so I get on Drama Fever and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. And so I was like, okay. So, like, the first couple minutes, I was like, should I watch this? Even though it already started.
Right, I do that too.
Should I really be watching this or should I get out of it? But I just kept watching it because I was actually busy doing something, especially when I'm busy doing something, kind of like in my room and I have something playing. It helps when I don't have to keep going back in and out. So I let it just play and I got really into it. So I'm on episode 4 and the episodes are pretty short. They seem shorter to me than I realized because I'll get to the end of the episode. I'm just like, oh, that's it?
See, that's how it was when I first started my first Chinese drama. The first episode. And then I was just like, wait a minute, is that the credits?
Yeah.
I checked the video link and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, it is over.
Yeah. And so 45 minutes goes by pretty fast. So
like
that means that I'm really enjoying it. When I get to the end, I'm just like, that's it.
Right, because K-dramas don't necessarily do that to me all the time, where I get to end of the hour long, and I'm just like, oh, it's over already?
Right. At the end of an hour, just like, whew, all right.
Sometimes for me, certain dramas, like,
I want to go use the bathroom.
Right, after 45 minutes, I'm like, okay, how much time we got left?
Right. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm gonna probably binge this just because all the episodes are up already,
right.
And I appreciate that. That means I don't have to wait, which I don't like waiting. You guys know that. I like to binge. So I'm going to binge this, and maybe the next 2 or 3, probably 2 episodes. I mean, episodes, 2 podcasts we have. I'll probably have done with this drama. And I'll give you a final verdict on it. Right. So far I'm enjoying it. It has its corny CGI and stuff like that. But after watching General and I and Peach Blossom, it's kind of expected. It's still kind of like,
I feel like
funny
with this type
and
of
jokey at first, but you get used to it.
Because if you don't really watch these dramas, it's gonna be hard. Because me trying to get into something like this, I started off with, what is it called? What I forget already. I just put it on hold on my list, and it's not
Chinese drama.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The one with the girl from FX with Victoria.
Oh, you talking about Ice Fantasy?
There we go. I knew it was Ice something. I didn't want to say the wrong thing.
See, I didn't want to watch Ice Fantasy because just from the poster, I could tell it was a lot of makeup and CGI, so they're gonna be a lot of green screen.
Right.
And I don't prefer that. Granted, General and I and in Peach Blossom there was green screen, but it wasn't as noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
Ice Fantasy, just from the name, I knew it was going to be a lot of that. So I tend to shy away from it. And the wuxi, which is a type of fighting or martial arts, this one has it, but not as heavily as Ice Fantasy would because it's a different genre.
Right. And honestly, I don't knock Ice Fantasy. I haven't finished it. I'm probably not even a full quarter of the way into the drama because it's 60 odd episodes, and I've only maybe episode 15 in, if that. Right. So it's one of, I was trying to be adventurous. I liked Victoria from FX, and it looked interesting enough, so I wanted to, and I got into it, but then also I was getting into it also at the same time when I was kind of almost hitting my drama fatigue stage. So I backed out of it a little bit, and then it's kind of hard because it's been so long trying to get back into it now. I probably will eventually and just binge watch the rest and end it because I liked it. I was interested in it. I wanted to see how the story played out.
Right.
It was in a weird area in my drama life when I was watching
you're not ready. You're not quite ready for that type of drama.
Right.
Yet.
I feel like I probably need to work my way.
What's the one
up
I
to
watched? I watched another one that was super weird, kind of like that. And once I got past that, oh God, it was just on the tip of my tongue. Okay, well, the story goes she's a god, and he's a god, but she's like a mediocre god, so she has to be trained. Oh, God, I forget the name of it. But
the one with where they were like reincarnations or something of each other?
No, that's Peach Blossom.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Different. It has, what's his name? Wallace. What's his name?
Oh,
Wallace Ho in it, and the girl who was in Boss and I. Our Shan Comes to Eat. I forget the name of that drama, but that was the first drama like that I ever watched, and it tore me up, but I loved it. I loved it, and I was so pissed and happy and mad all at once with this drama. So I think that kind of helped me to integrate into that type of genre or,
Right.
type of drama.
Yeah, like I said, I need to work my way up to that. I just, like I said, my heart belongs to K-dramas, so it's kind of hard for me to pick watching other dramas easily. Even if she does recommend it, it's still, like I said, hard for me to just click play.
Yeah, and I think Makia likes to stick to what she knows. Not to say she's not adventurous, because she is. But when she gets something she likes, she doesn't like to just, like, switch it up.
Right.
Me, I like to switch it up. I like to enjoy something. I see it. I understand it. And then I like to move on to something new to get a new feeling of newness, I guess. I
Right,
don't
that
know.
new love again.
Yeah, and that's what I feel when I jump from different cultures and different country dramas, and I feel that now with Turkey. So I'm searching so much with different Turkish foods and Turkish culture, and just because I'm watching the drama, I'm pulling that all in, and then after I probably get my fill after a while, I'll move on to something else, but I'll still go back and watch some Turkish dramas.
Yeah, because I am so heavily into K-dramas, K-pop, Korean food, Korean culture, all of that.
Right.
Learning the language, everything. But I doubt you'll catch me maybe going this hard to learn Mandarin or Japanese.
Right. Oh, I want to learn Turkish, but I know a couple words, but that's it.
Right.
It's hard. And I think all languages outside of English is hard.
Right.
Granted, I can do Spanish because we've learned it, and I think it's probably one of the closer languages to English.
Right.
But going from like Korean, then Mandarin, Japanese, Turkish, it's crazy.
Right. And it's just how everybody... A lot of people say that the English language is technically probably the hardest because of how a lot of words are similar but spelled differently.
But I think it's more difficult to write it than to speak it.
True. So, and I think that is us as English speakers, as our first language, trying to learn another language that runs differently, runs our sentence differently, everything is going to be harder on us.
Everybody else but us does that. I don't know a lot about all the languages of the world because there's
so many.
Right. But all the languages that I've watched dramas for, I've heard of, they usually place their pronouns and stuff differently than we do. So you would say, for us, we like, she did that over there.
Right.
Or we like, did that she over there.
Right.
But it makes sense to them because that's how their sentence structure goes.
Right. So that's my issue is while I'm learning Korean is trying to remember when you're trying to form a sentence, don't think with your English mindset. You've got to think with how they form their sentences.
Right.
So I kind of catch myself even sometimes now in my head. When I talk out loud, I talk like how most English people do. But sometimes even in my head, I have to form the word using English, but in their way of forming sentences to make it easier for me to kind of pick it up that way.
Right.
But yeah. Also, there's quite a few dramas out that neither one of us started, but one to start.
Right.
So, Witch's Court is one of them, which I'm hearing some mixed reviews about because Jung Rae-won, her character is almost a anti-hero, I hear.
Yeah.
Where she's not the most easy to root for female lead.
Yeah.
But she's real, so you can't completely hate her. So, I don't know. I intend to watch it mere for that because I love her.
Right, so
love
do
her.
I. I love her. She's cut her hair.
Right, and I feel like she shines more when she has feistier characters.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I remember her from, what is that drama with Hunbin and That really old drama with Hunbin. My Lovely Samsoon.
Yeah.
She was the ex-girlfriend and the annoying old school type of ex-girlfriend that happens in K-dramas that come back out of nowhere.
And then you find out she was sick and that's why she was gone.
Right, and she's super clingy.
You gotta come back to me.
Right.
Blah, 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 yeah.
That was my first time seeing her. But then my second time seeing her was in, what was that other one that we loved with? The one where she had the red hair. History of a Salaryman. That was my second time seeing her in a drama.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, Lovely Samsoon, who?
Right.
That I loved her in that.
Yes.
And I've seen her in a few other stuff after that, but History of a Salaryman, her character in that is
Put her up on a pedestal for me.
Still my favorite character that she's ever had.
Yeah.
So because I feel like this character might be on the same tough side as that.
Yeah.
I want to watch this, but because it's a lawyer drama, I'm a little slow to watch it. While you were sleeping, I didn't know it was going to be a lawyer drama till I got into it. So that's why I play a little bit easier. But this one, I know it is, and I feel like it's going to probably deal with the cases a lot more heavily.
Yeah.
So I'm a little hindered, but I'm going to probably wait till it ends. I still want to watch it just because of her and who the male lead is.
Who's male lead?
The male lead is that guy. He was in Cruel City, Witch's Romance.
And the other one where he would turn out to be the bad guy who killed.
Right. Falling for Innocence.
Yeah.
He was in that.
I haven't loved him greatly in anything, so I'm not like, oh, let me go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch it for her. Ooh, I like her though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch it. I don't like this hair on him right now. I'm looking at this still from this photo from it.
I think that's the look they give when they're supposed to be like civil servants. They're not supposed to have these super coiffed hair. Civil servants, they don't necessarily have all that money necessary to go do all that.
But you have a money for combing some gel.
I don't know. That's the look.
But I feel like, I don't know. I never really loved the whole hair, Korean guys, the hair covering the eyebrows. I liked when it's more slicked back or to the side or something.
I do.
I preferred that. So when they have it just kind of like down and kind of in their, not innocent in their face, but almost to their freaking eyelashes.
Right. I don't like it like this. I like this haircut, but I liked it more so when it's more sharp.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, because then they like it so it's down like that when they're out of the shower or on their day off, but then they can part it and still slick it back and be nice.
And he did the slick back for Falling for Innocence a lot.
Right.
And he did it in another drama, but I'm not saying he has to do the whole, 2080 hair part.
Right.
But I don't like this. I don't know, maybe it's just because when I see him, I'm just like, I still remember from Falling for Innocence. And I remember him from Cruel City, and I enjoyed Cruel City.
Right.
But I feel like Cruel City had
a different vibe to it.
Yeah, a different vibe, but it was good. I enjoyed it, but I feel like its faults kind of, for me, it outweighed its pluses, if that's the right word. Like, and I enjoy it, and I would recommend it because it was good.
When you look back on it.
Right, when I look back on it, sometimes I'm just like, some of its faults were just like a little too great for it to be like, oh wow, this drama was amazing.
Right, true. And when I watched Cruel City, I binge watched it, so
I think I did too. I don't remember, but it was good. It was good while I was watching it, and it was crazy. But now I think about it, I'm like, it could have been better if certain
because I went back and rewatched it when it came up on Netflix, and paying attention to certain episodes, I was just like,
it's not as good as you thought it was.
Right. I kind of had that. Right, but it's still good. It's just a good it was. The fault was not with the actors, honestly. I think it's more so with the story.
Yeah.
Because he did good, and
so what's it called? A noir? I can't pronounce it.
Noir.
Yeah. And I like that darkness and stuff.
Right, we
dramas.
need more
I love
noir
that kind of
dramas.
stuff to movies.
Right.
Mainly. And it's you don't see that many dramas, at least K-dramas.
No, they do more K-movies with that noir feel than dramas.
Right. And I enjoyed that aspect, and I think that's what really was the driving point for it.
Right. It had its feel, and it kept its feel to the end, and I enjoyed being in that feel.
Right.
But yeah, despite he was bad in Falling for Innocence, honestly, I think that was the last role I've seen him in before this one.
Right.
But because I've seen him in more good guy roles than bad guy roles, I guess that's why I have a better taste in my mouth from him than you do. But then you didn't watch Witch's Romance, and I'm not telling you to watch it, but the goofy character he had in Witch's Romance is always in my mind when I see him now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. I watched him in Tunnel. How did I forget Tunnel? He was good in Tunnel.
Yeah. I mean, I don't doubt that, but I think I'm still a little bitter about Falling for Innocence. But the fact that he did so good at it, and it's not like he was a bad guy from the jump.
He was a good guy that turned bad.
Right, he was a good guy that had something happen, and he tried to cover it up, and so
it just led down a path.
Right, we're a path of no return. And I like bad guys like that. I don't like bad guys where you're just bad
for no reason,
and then you have this backstory. I like to see the good guy that turned bad, and he had no choice but to keep going down that road because he didn't want to tarnish his good guy reputation
so early on, but he ends up doing it anyway by continuing down that path.
Right. So he was good bad guy, and I'll probably watch it even though I'm starting to get over that.
Right.
But I think that haircut right there just kind of turned me a little bit.
Right. We went into a tangent over a haircut.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and 20th Century Girl, and I think there's another one I don't remember that's out right now. But yeah, we would like for you guys to do this for us. We know it's been 3 months since we did our last podcast, but in the comments down below, leave a suggestion for a drama that is coming up, or I won't say recently started because it's quite a few episodes maybe out by the time we really get into it.
Yeah.
So a drama that's coming up in the next couple of weeks that you would like for us to watch together and recap on our podcast. Because that will keep us coming back week to week because then we have to. That's it for, I guess, drama-wise, really. Nothing else drama really happened. We did have some news breakings that happened while we were gone. And this one actually wanted me to bring back to the just to make a podcast just for this news. Just for this news. I wanted to come back, but it didn't happen. In August, the breaking news that my OTP, my real OTP from Reply 1988 is a real couple. Mm-hmm. So Hiri from Girls' Day and Roo Jun-yeol have been confirmed dating in August. You do not understand. When I saw this news, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
I think I was at home and I nearly dropped my phone. I was like, I've never been so excited for couple news. I don't really pay attention to couple news, but when I see something that comes out, I'm excited. Oh, yay. Because this was a drama couple that I did not get to see in the drama happen like I wanted to.
Yeah.
And that they're dating in real life. Oh, do you not understand? My little ship heart was so happy that day. But yeah, I was super excited about that. But that happened in August. Also in August.
Let me talk about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
God. I haven't finished that drama yet.
Just because I know this is my ship. So I was super excited.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's all I have to say then.
No, go ahead and say something.
No. Okay.
You like Girls' Day too.
Every day is Girls' Day.
Go ahead and say something.
I don't have anything else to say, yeah.
Okay, but then we had breakup news as well.
Yeah.
Granted, honestly, I wasn't as surprised as I thought it would be about this news. Lee Sung-kyung and Namjoon, who had confirmed to broke up in August after it was only announced 3 months before that they were dating.
Yeah, I figured it was a fling anyway, and a kind of like a heightened romance from being on the drama and kissing and all that kind of stuff all the time and being together all the time. And
they were cute in the drama, so I could see why it could transfer to real life.
Yeah.
But they're with the same company, and even if you work at the same company, you necessarily don't have the same schedule.
Right, of course not, because they both do things, and they both were models,
right?
And now they're both acting, and he just finished the drama, so he's probably been pretty busy,
right? And it's kind of they were doing a lot of stuff together for a while, but for some reason I feel like after the couple news broke, they not necessarily they weren't getting, but they weren't doing as much couple modeling or anything stuff as much.
I wonder if they tried when they announce things like that, if that's what breaks them, because it seems like after people get announced as a couple, that they break up not too long after.
Right.
Unless they're getting married or something.
Right. And sometimes I think that's why a lot of them try to hinder off announcing that they're a couple until they've been dating for at least a year or so.
Right.
So that it's not so shocking to the people.
That shocking, or there's not expectations that they feel like they have to meet because they're a couple. And they shouldn't have to, but I could see if it'd be like a pressure from fans and the public about their relationship.
True.
And I feel sad for them because they could have probably made it a little bit longer, weren't for that. But who knows?
Who knows? They could get back together. They're still pretty young.
Yeah.
And who knows? They could be
pretty. I thought you were going to say they're still pretty.
I mean, yeah, they're pretty, but they're still pretty young because they're still in their very early 20s.
Right. So might have just, and when I first saw the announcement, I was like, I feel like it was a fling anyway. I feel
Right.
like,
It probably, honestly, was just heightened because of being in the drama.
Right.
Because it was actually, even though they didn't have a lot of scenes together in Cheese in the Trap, they're from the same company.
Yeah,
so
and they might have. I would say they're both popular enough where they can have their own vehicle to ride in.
Right.
Because it just reminds me of like watching Greatest Love
right.
or King of Dramas.
Right.
But
or even My Love from Another Star too.
Right, where they have their own vehicles even though they might be from the same company.
Right.
But they meet up on set, and then I know the Cheese in the Trap crew, they were pretty close.
Right. So it might. It's like, and there's 2 dramas back to back where they're working together.
True.
So, and then all of a sudden they're not, and he's working on a different drama. She's doing other stuff. So it's bound to happen.
I know she's had a couple photo shoots and stuff like
that.
She's for the fall outfits and stuff.
Because after Bochu ended, I think she kind of, getting her body back into shape, and she started doing more pictorials now. So maybe that's what she's doing. She's probably looking for her next acting role.
And he's been in that drama, the Water
Bride of a Water God.
And I wanted to watch it, but the name of it just reminded me of Goblin a little bit. And then I saw some mixed reviews on it. I know people really hate on the main actress in that drama.
I think they just hate on her just cause at this point.
Yeah,
because
I don't know why.
Every time I look up why she has hate, the reason is not valid enough.
It's
really not.
Come on, people, because you don't hate other people. Like, y'all should really hate Lee Sung-kwang because
she's played more bitchy roles than good roles.
She basically got somebody killed and hit by a car.
Thank you.
Y'all don't hate on her though.
I'm like, what?
But I want to watch it. But after watching Blade Man, the last drama that I really remember her in, and it was somewhat of the same feel to me, that and Goblin. I didn't finish Goblin yet, and Blade Man, I feel like they ruined it. So I'm kind of apprehensive about watching the dramas that she's in. Granted, she was in that other one with
Mickey Houston.
Yeah.
That one was good. I've seen her in that one, and then she was also in a historical one that I really love. So that's what, like, her acting is, I wouldn't say, oh my gosh, the best.
Right.
But she's not the worst actress either. Compared to the way some people rave about Choosy and other folks, I'm like, she kind of on the acting scale a little bit.
She better than them. She been in the game longer than them. She better. So don't even say a little bit. She better.
Okay, I was trying to be nice.
Right.
And she gets so much hate, and every time I look it up, it's because she played one character where she flip flop between male leads.
But males can do that, and it ain't a problem.
Thank
flip flop.
you.
But I want her with him. But I want him with her.
Right.
He went with her last week. But it's okay because he bae. No, don't do that.
Thank you. That's the one thing
that.
I hate about a lot of K-drama fans is that they're quick to hate on female leads because Oppa did this, Oppa did that. Oppa is perfect. Girl, if you don't shut up. Stop it. I love when female leads are actually like legit real leads. They're not super, oh my god, save me, They're not like that. They're actual leads that fight back, cuss you out, will hit you, and tell you about yourself. Yeah. There are more females out there in this day and age than the more docile, demure type of female. Stop believing that all females are like that, or so innocent that their first kiss is only happening at 27.
You're right. But anyway.
Right.
But I do want to watch the Bride of the Water God. I don't really know what it's about, but
it's supposed to be based off a webtoon, but they modernized it because in the webtoon they're supposed to be in historical time, and that offended a lot of the fans, so they didn't want to watch it. And because they modernized it, I think it changed up the story a bit. So I didn't read the webtoon, so
I wonder why they modernized it.
That's true, because I was like, we could use a good historical drama.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of fans got excited when they heard it was getting made into a drama, but then when they heard it was going to be modernized, it kind of made them mad. And then I don't think they saying their characters didn't portray well into a more modern day sense. Yeah. Their characters made more sense in the historical sense of the story.
Well, I'll try to watch it one day. I don't know when.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dramas I want to watch. But.
Right. Also in August, I'm sorry, there's a lot of news from August, but just a quick note. Everybody's probably already known about this. Hoya left Infinite, which surprised me, but not surprised me at the time, because Infinite doesn't promote like other boy groups.
They haven't promoted in a while either.
Right, and then when they do promote, they come out and promote one song and not even a full album, and then that's it.
Right.
So Hoya, who's kind of getting more into acting side, I don't know if that's completely the reason why, but I think that's part of the reason why he left the group, to focus more on his other endeavors. I think that's what it said. I didn't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, I do like Infinite, and granted, I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I'm not part of their fan group, but I do enjoy them, and every
Right.
now and again, I'll do an Infinite binge, and I'll catch up on what they've been putting out.
Right.
But I don't know if it's gonna be the same.
Without him.
Right.
Because Hoya was actually one of my favorite members of Infinite. Even though I didn't pay attention to the group that often, Hoya was one of my favorites that stood out to me. Even before I saw him in any acting side.
Right.
His face always stood out to me when I paid attention to Infinite. So now that he's not part of the group anymore, not to say that I wouldn't listen to the group anymore, but I might. It's just other members don't really do it for me as much as he did. So, I don't want to end our news bits on sad news, so I'll do this story. And I thought I had opened it up, but I guess I didn't. Over Halloween weekend, we lost an actor. Kim Jo-hook, excuse me, let me say his name correctly, passed away in a car accident on August 30th. He played the adult version of who ends up being the husband in Reply 1988. So you kind of see him throughout the drama. That was the only drama instance for me that I've seen him in.
Right.
Have you seen him in anything?
His face doesn't stand out to me, so I can't say.
Right. I've seen him a few times on Running Man.
Right.
And I know they've mentioned him quite a bit. I know he's a big name in the Dramaland world and stuff like that. I just haven't been privy to see a lot of his stuff recently. But that's because he really didn't come into my radar until 1988. So it's saddening that he died in an accident, because I was really starting to get into him. I actually kind of did like him for the little moments I did get to see him. And he was funny when I saw him on Running Man. So it's sad that he passed away, but it's sad to say it like this, but death happens.
Yeah. It's sad that he died the way he did.
Right. That's more.
And because car accidents happen so often in Korea, there's a lot of fatal car accidents there.
Right.
I think that's one of the, other than suicide, one of the leading
causes
of death there. So, was he married? I hope
he was dating. I don't know if you know the actress, but the female lead that's in Tunnel, that's his girlfriend. And according to articles, she was taping an episode of Running Man when the accident happened. And so she was informed on set of Running Man of his death and left the site.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
and I think they had just announced that they were dating last November or December.
Yeah.
So it would have been a year of them, or at least a year of them being out in the public of dating.
That's sad. I mean, it's. I hope his family and his girlfriend will get through this.
Right.
Okay.
Because and then it's right as the holiday seasons are beginning.
Right.
Even though Korea doesn't necessarily always celebrate the same American holidays that we do, they still have a same type of holiday season going through the end of the year like we do.
Right.
So it's going to be a tough end of the year for a lot of people. But that's the end of that sad news. But this is a happier news, I guess, in a sense, because Exit is finally having a comeback. I have not watched the teaser, which was just released today, I guess. Exit hasn't had a comeback in quite a while. I wouldn't say I'm part of the fandom. I kind of pay attention every once in a while, because after Up and Down, they kind of caught my attention. Up and Down is still my jam. I still play it and do and all that stuff. But let's see this teaser. What's her name? I forget her name. Grew her hair back out, or is that a wig she got on?
Yeah, I think it's part extensions. You can kind of see where
her hair did grow, but no.
Well, she had a really short haircut.
She cut it like bob, like almost.
Oh, it's coming out on my birthday.
Oh yeah. So it's called DDD. Oh, it's Shivering, I guess. It's called Chill, I think. That's the actual name of the song.
Onomatopoeia for Shivering?
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like And especially like when I watch like Korean reality shows or something like that, and they have like sounds for different things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, that's not what that sound makes.
Right.
But I guess it makes sense.
Right. It's after I watched the historical drama explaining how the Korean language was formed and how they base it a lot on how you pronounce the words with your mouth. That's how they kind of come up with a lot of their stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like how you form your mouth when you're saying certain characters and words and things. So we did miss quite a bit of music while we were gone.
Yeah.
We won't try to take up the rest of our podcast time on just music. I mean, it will be, but we'll probably be here for hours.
Right. So we're just picking out a few that might have stood out to us.
Right. Some that stood out, and more of it's more recent, and then we have some that came out maybe today or yesterday.
Right.
So it's not a whole lot, but it's maybe 5 songs, maybe. We will probably won't watch the entire videos for all, but we'll start off with Twice, Likey, I think it's called. I'm not sure if this is new. It said it was uploaded on August 30th or published then. I don't know. Like we said, we've been out of the loop, so...
But Twice is big in Korea.
Yeah.
I guess they're like the new girls' generation.
Right. The next set of girl generation.
SNSD.
Yeah.
I think one reason why I don't get into girl groups super hard is because they tend to make them super cutesy.
Right.
And granted, like, Twice isn't this, or at least this video isn't super cutesy, but I feel like ice cream, bubblegum, and cotton candy is like a staple of girl groups. And I like sugar, but I feel like that's a bit of a reach sometimes. And like riding bikes and roller skating. So it's riding bikes, roller skating, bubblegum, ice cream, and cotton candy.
Right.
So,
but they always give them these concept of them being in school, so they're supposed to be these little girls, and I'm like, but these are 20-plus-year-old girls that are promoting these songs.
Yeah.
Can we try to give them a little bit more of an adult type concept? It'd be different if they were like 15 to 19 and they're promoting. They can do the high school girl concept. It works. They're in the age group for it.
Ooh, I like that green on that brown in her hair.
Right.
I don't know who she is, but if you guys watch the video, there's a girl whose hair is ombre, with the brown is at the top and then the green, like a hunter green at the bottom. I love that color.
It's not a bright green; it's more of a fall green.
Right. Whoever she is, please tell me who that is. I really love it. She's wearing pads. Boobs look pretty big.
Right. I wasn't trying to say
I like
that.
her. I don't know her name either. The one with short haircut. She's always had a short haircut. She had a blonde in the last video.
Right.
Like a bleach blonde.
There was another one that I liked.
She looks
who
like
had
some
short hair.
actress, whoever she is.
Right. I think she's been in certain things.
She does too. I know some of these girls do modeling, or they do like the girl in somebody else's video.
Right.
So there's so many of them though.
Right.
I wonder if girl groups would be as popular if there weren't as many girls in there. Many characters. I mean, gosh. As many members.
Right. But I feel like they promote a lot of big boy groups too. So
yeah, that's true. And they're adding more members a lot. I tend to really stan groups with less people in it.
Right. I think the biggest group that I really stan is EXO. And then I'm not even fully into EXO like that to say you more EXO consider yourself XOL than I am.
And it took me a while to really become like a fan of theirs.
Right.
Like so many of them.
Like I gravitated to a winner, and you know the highest member that I really can group members that I can say I love is 5. Shiny, Big Bang.
Yeah.
I don't do too many bigger numbers than that. And winner was initially 5 as well. So
they're cute though, and
right.
They don't have like a super girly or little girl look or innocent look in this video, so I can appreciate that.
It wasn't completely bad, but it's still not the typical girl group stuff that I go to.
But it definitely sounds like a Twice type song.
Yes. But my love, who you guys know I raved about before we had our little hiatus, DPR Live came back out with another song called Jasmine 3 weeks ago. And it's October 8th. It's very much still DPR.
Yeah, about
and
a month.
Yeah, and I love it. It's his sound, and I was like, see, I knew I was gonna love it because it's so much just like how what made me love him and fall into him anyway. Very chill, and I tend to realize I like more chill Korean hip hop artists.
Yeah,
because like Loco and him are kind of not necessarily on the flows level, but on that similar chill type of how they put out their songs.
I like the video though. These videos pretty scenic.
He does a lot of good visual videos.
Yeah, definitely. It reminds me of one place I really want to move to is Seattle, Washington, where you kind of get like a city vibe, but then like outside the city is like beautiful scenic mountains, water, all that kind of stuff.
Right. I watched JRE do a reaction to this, and I think this was filmed in Hawaii.
Yeah. Never ever been to Hawaii. I want to go, but when I think of Hawaii, I always think of like beach. And I'm granted, I know there's mountains and stuff like that because obviously there's a lot of volcanoes and stuff around there. But I don't know. When you think Hawaii, that's not what you think.
Right.
At least not for me.
Right. Most people who live outside of Hawaii, they don't automatically think of stuff like this. They just think of beach and sand.
Yeah. Right.
And surfing.
Right. That's beautiful though.
Right.
But I don't know if I could live in a place that's tropical year round. That's just me. I don't like to be hot.
Right. I like the change of seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like to be hot all the time. I barely like summer.
True. We are definitely girls who love colder seasons.
Yeah.
Very nice. But then now we can move on to Nafla also had a song. It is in Hangul and it's gonna take me a minute, but it's featuring Loopy.
Well, I love Nafla and I love Loopy. They're my go-to people from M-Kit Rain. They're the actual like ones that started M-Kit Rain. And so when I see Nafla and Loopy together on one song, I'm on a 10. Okay? I'm on a 10. So,
and this is not a video. We couldn't find the video. If there is a video out for it, please leave us the link in the comments down below. So this is just the track.
I know he's on tour. He was doing a couple shows places, and I wish he would come over this way. But I know he does a lot of stuff in Korea and then in Cali.
Right. A lot of them are coming more so to the East Coast side. It's just they're not coming quite to where we are yet.
Right.
But I like that. I see that as the years go on, that they are coming further and further, closer to where we are.
Yeah.
So that means in a few years, we probably eventually be able to not have to drive to another state to see some of our favorites.
Hopefully they're not, like, by the time they get here, they do such a big venue where the tickets are, like, ridiculous. Yeah.
Right. Because while we were gone, Taeyong had a concert here where we live, which was surprising. And we tried our best to go, but tickets were just out of our price range at the time.
Right.
And I was so upset because I was like, who knows when we will see Big Bang as a whole again because of all the military leave that we have to deal with for the next couple of years.
Taeyong should be going off soon. He'll be 30 in May.
Right. So him and G-Dragon by the end of next year have to have gone.
Yeah.
So, and I've heard rumors already that supposedly that Daesung and Seungri might go not shortly after them, just to bring Big Bang back together faster.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy about, but low-key surprised that if it actually happens. But hey, after the Top scandal, I think this might have might push them to want to do this a little bit faster.
Yeah, just to get it out the way so they can come back as a whole sooner rather than later.
Right.
But I wonder if Top's gonna have to do a little bit longer.
He is.
Yeah.
Because of the time that they didn't count the time that he wasn't on his bass or whatever as part of his leave. And then because he was found guilty, he has to have additional time.
Yep. Top boo. This is cool. Smoky ganja. I do not judge.
Right.
Because people over here smoke it on a daily, man. So.
Right. And the thing that kills me is that the girl the trainee or whatever, she's still trying to appeal her case.
Yeah.
Supposedly. So I'm just like...
Well, you can't be a snitch. You can't smoke and be a snitch, so... I was just saying.
Right. But anyway...
trying to appeal it.
But yeah, so that's usually your sound. That was kind of a chill listen.
It is a chill, but I thought you would like it. But I guess because we were talking over it, I'm going to go back and listen to it just like legit next time. But I follow him on Instagram, and it was like more of a video type clip that he had on there. But I don't know if that's coming in later or we just didn't find it or what.
Right. But I mean, from what I was gathering from it, it seems pretty nice. I don't really follow Naffle and Loopy like you do, but I mean, every once in a while, if they pop up on features for other people I like, then I do tend to like what they have on as a feature.
Yeah. Did you ever figure out what the Hangul said?
I tried, but no.
I wonder if it's this right here.
It may be,
like
but
Los Angeles, but it's Angels.
Right. I just feel like my pronunciation is not the best, and I might think what it is, and then someone's gonna listen to this and laugh at me. So
you're so wrong.
Right. So I'd rather not.
Okay.
Until I'm confident in it.
Okay, so another one of my bays came back. a.c.e. came back after Cactus. They came back with Calling. Let me first say, I like Cactus. I enjoy this song Calling. I don't love the dance as much as I love the one for Cactus. It really, but I feel like there's remnants of Cactus in this. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So here it is, Calling from Ace. I'm glad they didn't wait too long for a comeback. And I figured since they ended the Cactus era, they needed something coming back soon.
Right.
And what I noticed with Ace, too, from this song, the same voices that they showcased in Cactus, they're not going to showcase in this one.
I like
so
when
they
groups
switched
do
it
that.
up. The main ones that we're singing in Cactus are not singing in this one. They still sing, of course, because they're all, like, singers and rappers, but they switched it up.
That is a very good idea when you're introducing a new group, because if you focus too much on certain members, of course they're the ones that are going to stand out more and eventually get more fans within member wise in the group. But when you highlight all of them as they're debuting throughout the first year or so, then you give them all of a chance to shine, and then they're kind of all in the same starting panel when it comes to who gets more fans, in a sense. Not that it's necessarily a competition, but you know.
Right. And they don't try to make it be a competition, but it happens.
Right.
And I think that's really mainly the fault of their company. Because they encourage it.
Right.
When you really want everybody to almost be on the same footing.
Right.
Because who was it? Was it from somebody from Infinite? It was another group. One of the boy groups. And they were just like, it was an interview with one of the not as popular members. And they was like, such and such opens up about how he's not as popular as such and such.
Right.
And I was like, that's sad that they have an interview. That's what you're talking about.
Right. Like, that's what you're going to talk about. Like, but I feel like a lot of times, especially in South Korea, a lot of these shows, to get viewership, they ask controversial questions just because.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's what you know, people like, they do. That's what they're supposed to do. But I feel like that shouldn't be the controversial question.
Right. Like, why is that the route you have to go to be controversial?
Right.
Like, you have to I feel like, in a sense, almost that's a low blow to be like, so why aren't you as popular, or how do you feel about not being as popular as such and such?
Right. And the thing is, when they're together, that's not what's running through their mind. You know what I mean?
Right. Like when it was a few years back when D-Dragon was asked about some person asked him, why do you think your group is so much bigger than, say, such as Shiny or such and such? And then his answer was, he wasn't being cold about it. He was like, we write our songs. So many fans got upset about that. And I'm
what now?
Because and the person asked G-Dragon, why do you think Big Bang is so much more bigger than, say, bands that are almost the same, been out as long as you have, such as Shiny and it was naming like EXO and groups from SM and stuff like that, and other labels. I'm just like, why are you even asking that question?
Right.
So G-Dragon being himself answered saying, well, I don't know about that, but we write our songs.
Right.
And then so people from like Shiny's fandom and other fandoms got offended by that. Like, oh, he's acting like he's so much better than us. He was asked the question.
Right.
He answered the question.
We write our own songs. And even the ones who don't write their songs are just as popular.
And I'm like, when you look down to the credits, we're not saying, and I've said this to people, I said, when you look down to the credits on songs, Big Bang, you have more of the members from Big Bang writing the songs to contribute to the album than any other group. Not saying that the groups don't write their songs.
Right, or contribute.
Right, but when the songs are put out and the album's released, who has credits?
And that, and the fact that, I don't know, that's just YG on a whole.
Right.
YG prefers his artists to write their own songs. Granted, he doesn't do that with the girl groups, but I think he should push them to. He should push them to do that. Like Blackpink. I really would like to see Blackpink start writing their own songs. But I feel like and I don't want to say he's sexist, but it comes off that way that he has people write for the girls, but he makes
the boys.
Right. He trains the boys to write their own stuff.
Right.
Anyway, but that was Ace.
It's very remnants of Cactus from what I remember.
Yeah, like certain parts of it, the breakdown. That's what I realized. That's why I say remnants with the dance and the song, but it's a slower feel to it.
Right. Now these next two, I have no idea who these people are. I'm guessing they may be new groups, but this one was released in September. It's called Elris Pow Pow. It was on our recommended list of videos to watch, so why not?
Right.
And I feel like we need to pay attention to more girl groups anyway.
We don't give enough
shine.
Love, yeah. Like the guitar.
Right. Was that poison again? Not bad so far.
Yeah.
I feel like I watched enough K-pop girl group videos that I could feel like I could do enough of their mannerisms in a video and really pull it off. I'm not a fan of these socks and heels thing. Yeah. Like, I understand it's a new style they're trying to bring in from the 80s, but I feel like that's something you need to leave in the 80s.
Obviously, it's working because a lot of people are doing it. I mean, out walking around with it on, I don't know, but at least I know they're doing it here.
Right.
They at least change the top. We know it's Coke.
They're interesting enough that I'll look forward to see what they have next.
What's the group name?
Elris.
Oh, and the name of the song is Pow Pow.
Uh-huh.
Elris. In all caps.
Yeah, because that's Elris. Yeah. Because it's how they pronounce it, because that's the H and the R. R-I-S. So, yeah.
So, Helleris?
Yeah, Helleris.
That's how you pronounce it, though. That's how you pronounce it, but in English it looks like Elris.
Right. I like her earrings. Cool.
I like her haircut.
Yeah.
I tend to like the short haircuts on these girl group girls, on the members.
And it tends to be the ones that have the short hair are the ones that rap in the group,
yeah,
too.
I guess they're trying to make it a little less girly because they rap.
Right.
But the ones with the... Well, no, not necessarily all the time, though.
Right, because Bora rapped in Sistar, but she didn't always have the shorter hair in the group.
I like that color, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like they have another song, but we're not going to watch that. But they're a group that, I'll see where they go.
And there's not too many of them either.
Right.
Hug Me. Interesting.
Not bad. So check them out. And now we have Jung Soo-young. I feel like I know this name. Like she's part of a group and this is a solo or something. And it's called Jelly and it was released today.
I liked her all blue Timberlands in this.
Right.
Video.
Interesting. You were quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just taking it in. It's interesting. I wanted to say though, I don't know if it's a lipstick or what, but she looks a little too old to be in a schoolgirl outfit.
True.
Is this the girl from the same label as Hana and what's that guy group?
Oh, she might be. I don't know. It might be because it's showing up on the 1K's YouTube page.
Because that's the guy from the group right there.
So she might be. Like, this is like, I feel like her name, I should know who she is, but it's not clicking with me right now.
She might just be a solo artist, though.
Right.
She's getting down.
Right.
It is him, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know his name, but he was in
in the other group, Hana, right.
What's the name of that group? Well, yeah.
I don't, right.
What's the name of the group he's in, though?
Don't remember that one.
See how out of touch we are?
Right. It's been too long.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Is it almost over?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because that little breakdown dance, I was like, oh, okay, that's enough. We get it.
Right. That was pretty nice.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting it.
Right. When I clicked play, that's definitely not what I was expecting.
All right.
But to end this off, we finally got a teaser, 2-minute long teaser for Blackpink TV that we've been promised for over a year.
Right. Because they've been out for their 2-year anniversary already passed? Or was it 1 year?
One.
Oh, okay.
One just passed.
Dang,
Yeah, I was about to say, it can't be right. It can't be
Pushing
2 already.
it
I was about to
along.
say,
Sorry,
it can't. 1 year just passed. So it's nice that we're finally getting a teaser, but we'll see when it actually airs.
It better have it up subbed.
Let me check about that, see if subs are up.
Korean auto-generated.
Yeah.
Automatically generated.
See, I haven't watched a YG
TV.
Yeah, the only time I watched was Winter TV.
Yeah,
and that was more so them outside of the company and in other other countries doing this.
I watched a little of the YG dressed so young.
He tries.
I watched some of Big Bang TV. I watched some of 21 TV. I never finished it. I meant to, but I never did. So I'm glad that they have a Blackpink TV.
Right.
It's overdue, but I guess they wanted them to get more. He probably wanted them to get more of a what's the word?
More out there, do more stuff.
Yeah, get them a little bit more. What's the word?
I
God,
don't
I
know.
need to read a book. God, they probably wanted them to get a little bit more appearances out there.
Right, because they've actually done quite a few appearances.
So, because when they first did their first reality show, I'm not reality show, but like
Variety
variety show, you could tell that it was their first time.
Yeah, you see the nerds, and now you watch them on stuff. Jisoo's been hosting.
Right.
They've been doing pictorials, which they look gorgeous in. Every time a pictorial gets released, I'm like, girls, slay.
Right. Yeah, so this doesn't have subs, so I hope that they get subbed.
And I know Rose, I think YG has a new reality show of other groups participating, whatever. I think Rose sings the opening song.
Oh, yeah.
So, Rose, I keep calling her Rose. But they're getting out there. He's putting them out there slowly. So, we'll see. Lisa had her little online show.
Oh, yeah, Lisa
on
TV.
Style.
I didn't finish it. It was only really short, and it's like 4 episodes or so.
Oh, okay. And
it was cute, though. I enjoyed it.
So, the only one we haven't had do anything really is Jenny. So, we'll see how she shines next. Because I feel like he's kind of he's giving them stuff outside of Blackpink to do, along with promoting as Blackpink.
Right.
I feel like he's trying to do better with Blackpink. A lot of fans are still hot and mad about 21, and I'm one of them too.
Yeah.
But in a sense, I feel like I can see him at least trying to be better with Blackpink.
I think he does what I don't appreciate, just like I said with Infinite, like the group won't be the same. So if you lose one member, do you really want to keep the group as a whole?
Right.
Granted, he did that with Winner, but I feel like he wouldn't want to get rid of Winner because they haven't been out there enough, and he sees their potential.
Right.
So he wants them to do more. But I feel like 21 had been gone so long, and that he was probably ready to let them go as a group because he felt like, let's move on.
Right.
Because they could all do something bigger and better. And then Minzy left. And then the whole thing with Bohm.
I still feel like he didn't handle the situation with Bohm better. And Bohm is now a free agent, technically, at this point. She's not with anybody. She's not signed with White. And it's just like...
And so it's just Dara on CL. And we're still waiting on CL to do something. Whatever happened to that.
She's been actually apologizing on her social media for how it keeps getting pushed back of her not putting out music.
Yeah.
So, I mean, YG, like... I love Blackpink. Don't get me wrong, I really do. But please do not neglect the rest of 21 that you still have with you.
Right.
Because
Dara does stuff. She's been doing a variety.
Right. I know she hosts Get It Beauty and she does a lot of variety shows, but like CL is not on the variety circuit like Dara is. So if she's not out promoting music, you kind of putting CL in a box.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? CL was the one that you were quote unquote promoting more than anything out of the group. So you're not really doing her much justice right now if you just let her sit in a box and not do anything.
Yes.
But yes, guys, I think that's where we'll end this lovely podcast after 3 months.
Right.
I didn't intend it to be almost an hour and 30 minutes, but we did have quite a few things to talk about since we were gone for so long.
Right.
But like I say, guys, if you know a drama that's coming out in the next couple of weeks or even before the end of the year is out that you would love for us to watch and give our recap / commentary on from each podcast, please go ahead and leave it down in the comments down below. We do appreciate for you guys still staying subscribed to us and still watching our videos. One of our podcasts, when I checked our analytics, had over 100 and something views, and I was like, what? And we've been gone for so months. So we appreciate you guys. We hope you continue to like our podcast and continue to promote. And to all the new subscribers, thank you.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Yes, and until the next podcast, guys,
See ya.
bye.